Welcome, Taurus, to your Astro Oracle card reading. For you, I pulled number 28, Armadillo, as your card. That breaks down to 10, which is a 1 in numerology, which means that this is a new energy for you. And Armadillo is all about boundaries. Now, boundaries can be very tricky. Armadillo knows when to curl up into a ball and show its impenetrable armor to other animals. And he also knows when to open up and show his soft insides to other animals. So this is a week where you're really learning what to be open to and what to keep out. Now, a lot of us are very good at having a lot of walls up between us and outer reality, whether it's people, situations, or even higher self or spirit. So this week, you're working on these boundaries, knowing when to be vulnerable and when to have the walls up. I did pull for you, it's your mineral companion, this titanium aura quartz. And titanium aura quartz is all about strength. So you have the strength this week to do this task, to be vulnerable when you need to be vulnerable, which can be one of the scariest things and takes a lot more strength than having walls up. When we have walls up, we just detach ourselves from things. We close ourselves off. And that's a lot easier to do than to be vulnerable and open. And I pulled as your advice card number 43, the rattle. 43 breaks down to 7. And so that is the number of spiritual illumination according to Carl Jung. And what that really says is that you're going to have an epiphany this week regarding your boundaries. You're going to have a realization. And the rattle represents, the advice that it represents is that you have all the tools that you need in order to succeed with this boundary work. You have all of it, but it's a sacred tool. And if you misuse it, that tool will be taken back by Great Spirit. And so this is a week to approach with reverence and with great respect, using that boundaries with others. Boundaries are not something that we use to punish others, and it's not something that we use to punish ourselves. So anytime we do that, of course, the magic of boundaries will be removed from us, and we'll be vulnerable to people or things or situations that we don't want to be vulnerable. And so this is a week to be very mindful of exactly who you let in and who you keep out. Now, for your clarifying card, I received number 13, Solace, in reverse. And Solace stands between us and the spiritual realm. This is a very, very powerful card. It's a number 4. 13 breaks down to 4, so it is a number of order. And with Solace blocked, what it tells me is that you're blocking out the Great Spirit. You're blocking out for the energy of the Great Spirit being present in your life. Sometimes we block out Spirit because we've been hurt and we don't feel supported by the universe. A lot of people look around and see suffering in the world and they think that it's not right or that it doesn't have a place, and so they cast out any belief in a higher power. And I understand that when you go through negative times, it's also hard to have a belief in the higher power because you ask, why me? So it's totally understandable to block out the higher power, the higher self, the Great Spirit. But this week, you're being asked to release those barriers because the Great Spirit is here. It is ready to help you. And it is a week to ask for the help of that higher power and your higher self. It's here ready to help you. You just need to let down that boundary. So the boundary work that it seems that you're going to be doing has to do with Spirit. And we are co-creators with Spirit. We take steps such as setting affirmations or creating a vision board or setting new moon intentions. And then Spirit continues that process for us. In scientific terms, Spirit, or the higher self, is represented by the subconscious. And when we work with the subconscious intentionally through self-fulfilling prophecies, which have been scientifically proven to exist, then which is basically setting intentions and doing affirmation work, then we are being active participants in a relationship with our higher self or a higher power. So this is a week, you have the tools, the rattle says, to do this work. This is the week to work with intentions, work with affirmations, and start to change and transform your life. The one thing that you do not want to have a boundary between is yourself and a higher power. So whatever work you need to do in order to heal that within, perhaps work with some rose quartz or tiger's eye, but building that relationship with spirit is one of the highest priorities that you should have this week. And so enjoy this week. It is a powerful week of healing. Bye for now.